working on an idea that has two potential names, regular UI expressions or UI combinators. The idea is to express complex UI in terms of a small set of combinators that will probably sound familiar to you. So for example, here I want to make a UI to configure an HTTP request. And an HTTP request uses one of those combinators, which is the record combinator, which is a set of fields that have values. And the values are either other combinators or what I call terminals. I take them from like peg parsers, I think, or parsers in general. So terminals are like an input field, a number, a text, or something else. So the record combinator for an HTTP request has a method, and the method has an option of an enum of constants. What it means, the option is one or other of the combinators, and what it means is that it can either have a value or no value. In this case, the default is that it has no value, so it will be a get. But I can click on the plus here, and it will set the default value, which is get, and I can pick the other one. And so now the option is some enum of methods, but I can clear it and go back to none, basically. URL is another combinator called an alternative. An alternative here is of two other types. One is URL text, which is a terminal. It's just an input field of type, I don't know, domain or something, or URL, sorry. Or I can go back, an action that you have available on alt, and pick the other one, which is URL. URL itself is a record combinator of, for example, protocol is an enum of constants, in this case HTTP, HTTPS, but it could be an alt of this and raw protocol where you can write whatever you want. Hostname is a terminal, in this case of type hostname, which can be text, but with some extra validation. Port is an option of number with a default of 80. It's set to none by default because it will take the port of the protocol if not set, or like you can specify it, like if you want to do 8080. Path is an alternative of path text, where I can write the path as an input, or path, which is a struct of a record, of two fields, path items, which is a list of alt of text or integer, and query parameters, which is a list of a record of key and value, which is an alt of text, text sensitive, and integer. And so as you can see, it all composes, and you can see here, like, of course the UI can be improved, but I'm highlighting, adding an outline on basically the nearest combinator you're focusing, so you know the action to which thing it belongs when you have deep nesting like this. So here, for example, I have the value of the query parameter, and I can go back and select that it's integer. I can add after, add before, or remove this query parameter. And I can revert my option of which is this, in this case, of the path, or I can revert my option of the URL here, basically. So it all basically nests and composes. And at the end, I have a header, which is a list of alts of either, like, let's add 4, custom header, which you specify the key and the value, and the value is the key is a header key, and value is an alt of text, text sensitive, and integer. Simple content type is an enum of constants. Custom content type is you write the content type by yourself, and bearer token is you write the bearer token, which is a sensitive field by default. So with this, the idea is to express UIs in terms of terminals, which are the UI that you implement, and you basically compose them. And at some point you are composing either terminals or non-terminals but you stop basically writing HTML. The composition rules do the whole rendering and the event handling and the state management for you, and you're just composing combinators. So this is the idea. Let me know which name you prefer of the two and what you think. Bye.